Hades is one of my favorite games of all time. The gameplay loop tickles my brain in just the right way and makes me want to keep playing over and over and oh my good golly gosh. I'm not even close to 300. Pfft, I gotta get back on that grind. Oh, and let me clarify something for the haters. I may have dedicated over 8 collective days of my life to playing this game, but the developers dedicated years to making it, so it's pretty clear which one of us has the real problem. But call me an enabler because they're making a sequel, and I will be there day one. As soon as the trailer came out, I knew that I had to make an Osember video about it. The trailer came out on the 8th of December. If you're new here and wondering why videos with the subtitle Osember are coming out in August, finishing things is hard. You know what else is hard though? 32 Heat. You know what else is hard? These character portraits, baby! The depictions of the Greek gods in these games are so much more vibrant and full of life than any other that I've seen. Their designs feel unique while still perfectly encapsulating their established traits and personalities. But then you have Zagreus, the main character, who is technically established in Greek mythology, but so little is actually known about him that Supergiant basically got to build his character and his design from scratch. I remember being inspired to try the same thing with a different minor Greek deity, so I picked Electriona. Electriona is the daughter of the sun god Helios. She is the goddess of the sunrise and man's waking sense. According to Wikipedia, her name is akin to the ancient Greek word for amber, and the Doric form of her name, Electrona, is akin to the ancient Greek word for rooster. With these 4 aspects in mind, the Brendan of December opened up Clip Studio and made this. Brendan of December was having a bad art day, but Brendan of August can see the vision. Electriona is the goddess of man's waking sense, and as such she needs to stay awake to fulfill that role. So she's jittery from constant coffee intake, which is a tad anachronistic because Greece didn't get a coffee shop until 1425, but it's funny, so we're gonna keep it. She also has that sunrise crown propping up some presumably amber-colored hair, and an arm outstretched for a rooster to perch upon. So we'll fully realize that design in 3, 2, 1. There we go. That's a good snap. Should I keep doing it? Nope. Let me try my other hand. Hang on a second. There we go. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. For some reason, snapping is so much easier with my left hand than my right. I cannot explain it. Anyway, now she looks far more disheveled with her messy hair, baggy eyes, and very obnoxious and loud pet rooster. I also put her in a bathrobe because, despite her divinity, she is way too tired to keep up appearances. Now, I like this design a lot. It has a lot of character, and it certainly has more personality than most other images of Electriona, many of which are soulless AI schlock. But it definitely feels like a first draft. Nowhere close to the designs in Hades. So I continued sketching using the original concept as a base until I got this. The gaunt purple skin and sunken eyes communicate fatigue without looking too much like a cartoon, and the puffy cloud-like hair that radiates the beams of light gives her that divine, otherworldly feel that she lacked before. She still has the coffee cup because that's funny. I continued iterating from here, designing her cloudy bathrobe along with her rooster companion and chicken slippers. Electriona is the goddess of sunrise, which I believe is an important distinction from the generic sun goddess enveloped in a glittering light that she's often portrayed as. I say often, but she's really obscure, so it's like 5 different images, but let me have this one. To me, the most poignant part of a sunrise is the very beginning, when the sky is mostly dark and the brilliant warm hues of sunlight begin to blend with the deep blue night to produce vibrant reds and pinks and purples. That's why I made her skin and bathrobe dark blue along with the glittering stars within it, to resemble the night that breaks away as you gaze toward the horizon, which is always around eye level. Speaking of eyes, I made her pupils amber and they prominently pierce through Electriona's visage. Amber may not be the primary color of this design, despite the importance of the color in her name, but it certainly has the most impact when placed within a large swath of its complement, blue. The rooster's coloration is sampled from Electriona herself, with some tonal variation within the feathers, but not so vibrant as to outshine the goddess herself. And the sash tied around the divine bathrobe is brighter to break up the blue. She still has the coffee cup, because it hasn't stopped being funny. I'm extremely proud of this design, and I'm really happy how the final painting turned out. It took longer than anticipated to render out all of the cloudy and feathery bits, but it was definitely worth it. So, what have we learned today? Number 1, if something isn't working, simply forget about it for 8 months and try again later when you have to do a YouTube video. Number 2, AI imagery is very generic, it can never live up to your human creativity. And number 3, and most importantly, subscribe to the Brendino Draws channel because I make cool stuff like this all the time, and I'd really love to hit 100 subs by the end of the month.
Okay, that's all the time I've got. I gotta get back to playing
Hades
on my
Microsoft Windows system.
Okay.
Later, man.